Hi everyone, I welcome you to the Music is Magic. This group is set up to encourage artists to help one another. We'll get it together, y'all, because this is going to be a success, and it's going to be a success because we're going to help one another. And that is what this community is all about. My name is Candy Johnson, and I am the CEO and founder of Real Raw Records. We are recognized by the state of New Jersey as a nonprofit organization. I'm a firm believer as well in, I call it the James Brown theory. Got to use what you got until you get just what you want. And so that's basically how we're operating with what we have. Hi.
Hello.
How did you get access to the Hangout? Am I live?
Yes, you
Okay.
are. I got to it originally. I accepted the invite from the group for
Uh-huh.
the community, and it took me to where you were streaming live, but it was just like if I was watching on YouTube. It didn't have I couldn't actually join it. I could view it, but I couldn't join it.
Okay.
So I went back to the Google Hangouts page, and I got into this Hangout via the link that you posted,
Great.
um, the actual URL link to
Oh,
this, and that's how I was able to get in on this.
oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you went through the trouble of doing all that. Like I said, I'm a singer and songwriter, but when it comes to computers, that's just not my thing.
Yeah. Well, and Google Plus is kind of weird anyway. It likes to work half the time, I think.
And did Michael invite you originally?
Yes, he did.
Okay, all right. So, can you tell me your name? Let me see. Your name and Ann.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and so what do you do?
Well, I work in television. Actually, I make videos.
Oh, okay.
And I am trying to get back into doing. I like doing sculpture work
Oh,
and maybe doing some more painting, but I've kind of fallen out of that because daily life and survival have kind of put out that fire I had for that. So hopefully I can manage more time.
I
I've been
could
doing
do
a lot of
those.
video for artists, and that's kind of like, man, I want to do that again. And so I'm hoping to get into that more. And I love music. Absolutely. I'm
Oh,
not a musician, but I love music.
oh, okay, all right, awesome. Um, well, what do you do actively now in the entertainment? You said you do videos.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
so what, like, who do, I mean, if, I don't know if you're free to divulge that information, but I mean, how do you, what do? You make videos for artists or?
Yeah. I've recorded a lot of artist lectures. Like when they have an opening at a museum, they usually have them do like an hour lecture, so people can from the community can come and meet them and that sort of stuff. Um, work on like promotional type video stuff for them.
Oh, okay, all right.
But other than that, it's mostly educational type stuff that I don't have the rights to post on YouTube, so I can't I can't share my work that easily.
Oh, okay, all right,
And then of course, the price, you generally get what you pay for.
right.
As far as when you get service, just like if you were going into a recording studio and say you were only paying $25 an hour to record some tracks
Well, that's
versus paying $100 or $200 an hour, there's probably a big difference because they might have better equipment, more quality recording, and recording engineer that knows what they're doing, that sort of thing.
um. You know what, Ann? That's the a big part, that misconception of that being true, is a big part of why I started my record label, and um, why I started this group, because there are a lot of misconceptions about um, the types of services that are available to artists and how much they cost and what you're actually getting and so
Hmm.
forth.
Right.
And I want to help artists that don't know, that that is just a misconception. Um, because a lot of people that I've come across, I say, for example, singers or songwriters. And I've asked them, I said, well, I have had come across songwriters that don't sing. And they said, well, um, can you record one of my songs, sing it for me and put music to it and so forth? And
Hmm.
my first question to them is, do you have it copyrighted?
Right.
Believe it or not, a lot of those artists don't have copyrights. And you know why they don't have copyrights?
Because they don't know or they're too trusting.
Um, yes, they would have to be too trusting just to ask me to record it and not have copyrights. But the main reason is because that they give me is because they think that gaining copyrights is very expensive. And well, I have like, say for example, they say I have like 50 songs and it costs me thousands of dollars to have them copywritten. And you should see the shock and awe on their faces when I tell them you can have all 50 songs copywritten for $35, legal with the Library of Congress.
Hmm.
And you can do it right now in about maybe like 50 minutes if you have it already written on in a file
Right.
that we can upload, and that's about as simple as it gets.
Yeah,
And
if you do each one individually, yeah, it'll cost you a lot of money, but you can do it.
no, even if you have 50, if you have 50 songs, if you multiply that by $35, it's still $35
Hmm.
per up upload. I mean, not per upload, but per application. So
Right.
if you had only 25 ready, and you say, I want to do this 25 right now, I don't have the others written down, but I want to just get these 25 um, copywritten, you can do them all at once for $35.
Right. You can do more than one at a time.
Yes, you can do more than one at a time, but even if you did them one at a time, it would still be only $35 each,
Hmm.
which is less than $1,000 still. So
Yep.
that's just one of the misconceptions about the music industry, is that everything costs a lot of money.
No,
Um,
it doesn't.
and that in order to get the best quality, that you will have to spend a lot of money. I'll give you a good example. I have a song that I sang with a rapper, and this he wanted me to do the background vocals on it, and we went to this high tech, I mean, top of the line, high tech studio. And the producer there, his name was Steve, he was so good. I'm telling you that he didn't even have to watch his board to when he was tweaking the song. He was just that good. I was sitting there in amazement with my jaw dropped. I've never seen anybody operate a board that um, well, and without even looking at it, and so quick. And I even mentioned to him, I said, wow, I said, you have to be really good. You're not even looking at your board. Like, he was like, I've been doing this a long time. But his sessions, no, and his sessions were only $40 a session. And
Nice.
yeah, and we recorded the song in 2 sessions, and it was only because the stupid rapper wasn't prepared for his part, and we had to redo it. But so it took us $80 to professionally record a song.
Hmm.
It was radio ready. He mixed, mastered it, everything, and that was for $80.
Awesome.
Where, yes, yeah, I mean he's badass, and that was $80. And then when I came here to Jersey, I went to the School of Rock, and they I had a sponsor to pay for supposedly this professional recording,
Hmm.
and that's what I mean by the misconception. And this is the School of Rock now.
Hmm.
That there's supposed to be professionals. I said supposed to be, and they did record a song for me. As a matter of fact, 2 songs. Um, if I was them, I would be embarrassed to even say that I recorded the second one because it was horrible.
Oh no.
Yes.
So they pretty much made you pay for the name School of Rock as opposed to the quality that you were getting.
Nah, you didn't.
Yeah.
So, all that high tech I can tell you about. Also, big producer that had all this, I mean, equipment, the whole layout, all this expensive equipment. They're bragging about how much this cost. Get this one piece right here, $10,000 and this and that. And yes, they may have the equipment, but there is nothing to guarantee they know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Equipment.
Exactly.
And they'll give you all the hoopla about how much the equipment costs. Yeah, you can look at the equipment and see that it's expensive, but what does that have to do with you knowing what to do with the equipment? Absolutely nothing. They'll
Mm.
even flop around their degrees and their pieces of paper. That proves nothing but you went to school and they gave you a grade, because
Exactly.
some people go and they get those papers, but the truth of the matter, what they're getting a paper for is to say they know how to operate that machine. They're not getting a piece of paper to say that they can hear sound, which was necessary to be a good producer. This is why the other guy that was only charging $40 a session could do the recording, mix and master it almost to perfection
Uh-huh.
without even looking at the board, because he said, I can hear. I can hear. I already know what I need to add to it and what I need to take away just by what I hear.
Hmm.
And he told me, he said, just like right off the rip, he said, your voice is amazing. There's nothing need to be done to it. Where producers go wrong the most is either adding too much. Um, Sometimes artists can't sing and they need extra stuff added to hide that they can't sing. But
Right.
he was like, you don't need any of that. Like, it was easier for me. He said, I do take longer sometimes to do a session, to tweak a session, and that's only because the artist can't sing. And he said, that's why I ask the artist, what are they going to sing? I want to hear their voices and all of that before we get started, before I even agree to a session. Because he said, I have turned down people because I'm like, I'm not going to be at this board all day trying to make you sound good and you sound horrible. You know, he took a lot of pride in his work. So he didn't even want to be named as the producer of that song if you can't sing.
Yep. Don't even want his name on it.
Yes, he didn't even want to be bothered with doing the job. You couldn't pay him enough, he said, to mess up his name like that, because he's known for producing songs that if he felt it was a song that had the potential of being a hit. He said when he first started out, he would do anything just to get the experience and learn, and just get the experience. He said, but over the years, he's like, I got money now. He's like, now what I care about is what I put my name behind.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't want anyone to go anywhere with the album. I don't care if it hits the top 5. I don't want to put my name behind a song that is, behind an artist that can't sing, or behind a song that is not hit worthy. I mean, he was very particular about his work, and it showed up because he knew right off the bat when the guy just told him about me, this woman, she can sing, da 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 da. I'm telling you, you're gonna love her, so forth. And he said, well, let me hear one of her songs. And the guy had one of my albums, and he listened to it. He said for like 3 seconds, all of 3-4 seconds, and he was like, okay, bring her in. He was like, okay, bring her in, and because the guy told me, he's like, man, he didn't even listen to he just heard the first part of your song, and he said, bring her in. Usually, he'll listen to it a little ways in, but immediately, he knew. And when he brought me in, I dropped my vocals within the time that it took for the whole song, like 3-4 minutes, whatever the song was. That's how long it took me to drop my vocals. One set. And that was it. So I was like, you don't want me to do a retake? You don't want this and that? He was like, no, it ain't gonna get no better than that. That was yeah. He's like, so that's the main reason that I wanted to have this community, start this community, because there are so many misconceptions about the industry. People think if they spend a whole lot of money, they can really get in, they'll get the best quality, they can just do more if they had more money, Yeah,
no, and it's not even like, as far as shooting video, when I work with students, they think they all have to have the newest and the best camera, when in reality, the best camera you can use is the one you've got, because you know how to use it.
Yeah.
It's the content,
Yeah, what are you shooting? What angles? Are you familiar with the lighting and how to shoot? Because I went to a photo session, and the photographer was saying the same thing you're saying about it doesn't matter what camera you use. It's just knowing about lighting. And he used me as an example to show some other guys, what how he does his work. He's showing out and everything. He's like, you see how she always wears hats. So I guarantee you most of her pictures, they are dark right here under the cap. And he had this reflector. And what he did was he had this, a light, one of those, what do you call those? The halogen lights or whatever. And he, used the reflector to, he bounced the light up right under my hat right here. And he used the reflector to bounce the light right under. So that when he took my picture, it was very bright under my hat. Like you can see my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was so amazed. I was like, wow. And it was like one of those little, something similar to the thing you use in your car dashboard to keep the sun off your dashboard, like type of. It was like something that cheap and
Yeah. Well, you could even sometimes use like a white wall, bounce a really bright light off a white wall, or even like a white piece of poster board, or some silver fabric.
All white?
Huh?
Would that work with me wearing all white? Because I wear white all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for instance of lighting you under your hat, You can use a multitude of things, because you're not lighting your outfit that's white. You're just bouncing that light in that direction of your face that needs more light.
Oh.
So you could just use like a white poster board or silver fabric. I've even seen people use mirrors to kind of, you have to
Yeah, he had a mirror too.
angle them, but you have to.
Wow.
And that's a lot of things. I see a lot of, especially students, they don't want to have to carry around all the extra stuff. They don't want to have to carry around the lighting. They don't want to have to carry around, the reflectors and all the accessories because, it's too heavy. It's too much stuff to carry around. It's like, well, then you're not going to do your job right.
Right. And see, if people don't want to go through that, that's not really where their passion is. Because when you're really passionate about something, and like that, a producer I was telling you about, take a lot of pride in what you do. Like his board wasn't as expensive as the guy that did a crappy job recording.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It was nice, but it wasn't as nearly as much. But what he did spend a lot of money on was sound control, and sound control is meaning the walls and the material that the doors were made out of. He had soundproofing in the door to the entrance of the building where he was. Mm-hmm. Mind you, that wasn't even the entrance into the studio. That's how fanatical he was about keeping sound out. He had soundproof doors. You had to get through double doors to even get into his set, to his office space or whatever.
Right.
That's where he did videos at. Then he had another double door and with soundproofing to get into his recording session, area. Then he had two more double doors to get into the actual sound booth where see the vocalist go into. Mm-hmm. He had another door leading out of that area into the bathroom area and back into some other offices he had in the back. He had soundproof doors on that door as well. He's not playing about sound getting in there. It's like completely dead air. There was no way any other type of sound could enter that building at all. They could kill somebody. They can scream as loud as they want to. No one's going to hear it.
Yeah. It's all the outside noise outside, so you don't hear the fire truck going by, and you don't hear somebody having a bad day cussing. You don't hear any of that.
Absolutely, you can tell he's very fanatical about it. I mean, soundproof, everything, he even had some type of padding under his equipment to keep the vibration from the speakers going. Uh-huh. I mean, he's very fanatical about that, getting the crisp sound. And it was very crisp. I've never had anyone to critique that song and say he could have done this, he could have done that, because other producers think some think they're better than others, and that, especially when they want to try to sell you on their services. Yeah. But some of them just are ego driven. So even if
because especially now with technology as tangible as it is. Mm-hmm. Everybody's a photographer, everybody's a videographer, everybody edits their videos, everybody has their home studios, but what it really comes down to is, you got the stuff to do it, but do you know how to use it efficiently?
Yes, because somebody posted on Facebook a picture of like a Fisher-Price keyboard and the old school recording tape, and this and that, and like, this is and they had a picture of it, and they said this is what dudes be talking about when they talking about them up in the studio about the and then, they had all these toys, right?
Yeah.
Little kitty toys that, they was making fun of some of the producers that, or the artists that say they up in the studio and they about to drop a track and all this, trying to sound cool. But it was some producers that got on there and they was like, I know this is a joke and all. He's like, but I could record a bad song off just that. I'm just that good, and I know they're not lying because a person that really knows what they're doing, they can't. And
they know how to make it work. They can take the tools they're given and make it work.
Exactly. And I'm like, I need to get your number because if you say you can do something with that, you have to be really, really good, and it's not because there's anything wrong with the equipment. But I know if you're really good at what you're doing, then you can take anything and make it sound good. Because I've been doing have done a live show. All the sound equipment went out. Everything went out. Oh. So mind you, if this was Beyonce, she'd be screwed. She'd be screwed because she has all these digital machines to make her voice sound good. She can't hold enough. So she'd be screwed. If all the equipment goes out, all the fancy auto tunes and engineer, they have professional engineers who work the board and make you sound good while you're performing. And they're really skilled. Those guys have to be really skilled because they have to, in time, fix that while they're singing,
Yeah, they have to know how to troubleshoot it, how to fix it. If it doesn't work, you have to make it work.
Right here on the spot. So it's like, give me a minute, no, none of that,
Yeah.
So they are very skilled, and usually the artists probably only stick with that one engineer because they know her voice, they know when she's going to screw up, when she's, voice going to crackle, and they're right there to fix it. I've been in a place like that where the sound system completely failed. I had no mic, no instruments, no music, and I rocked the house a cappella. I was like, oh well. I was like, come on, put your hands in the air, wave your hands in the air, and I just got caught, and to kind of distract them from the fact that the sound went out. I was like, so what? Y'all need music? Y'all need music to have a good time? What? I'm a old school. Let's do it like this one time. Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody clap your hands, and they got into it. They saw I wasn't distracted by it, so they weren't. Mm-hmm. And, they just rocked along with me. I said, at one point when I stopped clapping because I had to hold the mic, I was like, why y'all stop clapping? Y'all know I needed y'all to keep the beat for me. Y'all had me all around the beat like I'm white. And then, cause I made a joke of it, like, so it's like, I just, it seems like when things are at its worst, I come alive, and especially when it comes to just, performing or whatever, but yeah, that was one of the best performances I've ever done because it was an experience where that let me know what potential I really had. Because if you don't have all that stuff, to help you out, it will really let you know what you can do, what you're capable of doing.
Yeah, and I bet your audience loved you for it because you kept the show going.
Mm-hmm.
You kept it going, and they had a good time, and you had a good time, and that's, I think mainly what people are there for. I mean, they want to enjoy the show, and you gave them an enjoyable show.
Yeah, and what I did was I made them participate. So having them to participate and letting them know I needed them, that was all the better for them,
Yeah.
So it was really awesome, to see how they just, they all pitched in, and yeah, I even had people. I mean, they were banging on tables.
That's awesome.
They were like banging on tables and stuff, and trying to help me keep the beat and stuff like that, and they was joining in, telling each other what to do,
Yeah.
So it was so funny. And I had a guy that was there that had happened to be going to do a show as well, but he had an acoustic guitar. So I saw the guitar leaning against the table when I went out into the crowd and was engaging them. And I was like, you have a guitar and you just letting me, leave me out here to dry, hanging at the dry, with no music. Come on up here and help me out. So he was like, oh, I'm sorry. He didn't know what to do. He was like, oh, sure, I'll help you,
Yeah.
I say, you can hold a tune with that thing, can't you? He said, yeah, I can hold a tune, And he just came up there and he played the guitar for me while I sang and stuff. And I said, we gonna find out today if you can really pick that guitar or not,
Yeah.
I'll say, because I don't know no keys or no chords or none of that, you just have to follow along. He said, okay, I can do that. I play by ear. I was like, great. You're gonna need that because I don't know no keys or nothing. I just, I was raised singing, and so I don't know anything about that. I just rock the house, and that's the reason why I named my record label Reels All Records, because I love the raw talent,
Mm-hmm.
People that are naturally born with the gift. They didn't go to no school, no voice lessons, no none of that, and a lot of the record labels and stuff like that are really getting into looks, the commercial aspect of it. The women have to sell themselves, as a sex object or what have you, It's really horrible. I mean, even the men, as well, like you have to take your shirt off and do this and do that. And maybe for a man, he might not think nothing of it, that he's being presented as a sex symbol. But for a woman, that's just, it's really degrading. It's really degrading. I've been offered 3 different contract deals by 3 different large labels, and I turned all them suckers down because the guys were like, when they were offering it to me, they was, trying to push up on me and stuff like that. One of the guys was like, I had to meet him at his house. I was like, if we're going to discuss contract, why do I need to meet you at your house? I met you at the radio station. Why we can't meet there or at the studio or whatever like that? And at your house at 9 o'clock? No way. I was like, you can take that contract and shove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not willing to sell.
Got your invite. Hi, Anne. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Great.
Good.
I sent Anne an invite, so she obviously got it and is here. So it must have worked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the invite to join the community, and then I saw that there was going to be an event, and I was like, cool, I'll stop in tonight.
So you didn't get my invite.
I did, yeah.
Oh, you got both. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So, anyone else turned up, Candy?
No, nobody else turned up just yet, but we've actually, since Ann came, we've ironed things out and, just going on. The show must go on.
Yep. Good.
And so, it was a first experience for me. And since I was scrambling around like a chicken with my head cut off, I'm sort of glad that nobody else came.
Yep.
It would have been a little embarrassing for me, but I'm used to doing shit I ain't got no business, so it wouldn't have been that much embarrassing. Yeah, I started the event. I was like, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I have no clue what I'm doing. I am the administrator of this event, but I want y'all to know I have no clue what I'm doing. And that's what this hangout is for. You know, for us to help one another, you know, out where one is, you know, has more knowledge in an area. And, you know, we can help one another out, you know, for the benefit of the whole.
Then you got to do it to learn how to do it, so you're doing good.